to when you talking about nigger and a niggard word, you know, I mean, come on. Here go another one. I was about to close up, but there's just so much stuff in here. Verse 104. And we said thereafter to the children of Israel, dwell securely in the land of promise. But when the second of the warnings came to pass, we gathered you together in a mingled crowd. You got that? We gathered you together in a mingled crowd. So they telling you how they removed us off the land. Which that's what started our journey and our course and our slavery through America and other parts of the world. Know your history. So I'm going to close out right there. Just wanted to bring you some information to my brothers and sisters that's out here in the same area. Teaching up in these schools, not really researching the people on the land and not knowing how much information they know. So I just want to let you know that they know. They know a lot of information. And some probably going to help us, but a whole lot of them not. That's why we're going to need the Messiah to come and help us to win this battle. So I pray, my brothers and sisters, that we come together, get it together. Because again, I'm not your enemy. I'm just bringing you the information of our enemies. Also, let's get into, since we're still talking about the school information, let's get into how, you know, my people, right now, you're making about 100,000 pounds monthly. That's enough to get our nation started, get our supplies, preparations, things that is needed for the, you know, the quest of these last days. Again, I pray you take all considerations to what you do with your finances. I pray that we come together, bring that money together, that we may build our nation and do what's right with it. Because you there by the blessings of the Most High. Don't mess up your chances for what the purpose of what we're here for. And I say that very strongly to my brothers and sisters that's in that predicament, that's in that situation, to be able to secure them finances at the moment, because we know it's not going to last for long. I ask that you definitely take into consideration on what you do with that money and how you prepare and let us build this nation, this congregation, because truly we are under the law, and the law consists of building a government. It's more than just having more than one wife and just, you know, reading about Israel. For those that's now awake, we have to live out Israel. So I'm going to go into the next issue of what I wanted to address, because we definitely need to get into how we worship in the Most High and the way we're living. I mean, we have a lot of information at our fingertips, but we still live in Babylonian. We must throw all that weak education out and get this education that was given to us by our forefathers from the Most High. Start teaching our children, because if we out here teaching the Egyptians, then who at home teaching our kids? If they can't read a book, then how they gonna read the sacred books? We got to think about what we're doing. I mean, we left Babylon to be in a worse situation with less education and less demonstration. That's not good. So I applaud my brothers and sisters for their efforts and definitely making a move, but it's more that we must do. We must do it. So let's move on to the next issue in hand. Another issue that is of great concern, my brothers and sisters. I had to touch on our comprehension when we reading and presenting the information of the sacred books. It's very important, my brothers, as the teachers, the men, that we research our information, know the meaning of words, know these definitions, know from Hebrew to Greek, being that we don't speak the language in today's time, it's very important that we research the information. So I want to first bring forth an example of our comprehension that I thought, definitely needed something to touch on, for we can't continue to build a nation head in this direction. So I'm going to go to this video and let you check it out.
All right. Okay, I'm going to read this. This is coming from my history book, the Josephus.
Where we at?
We at, go to 117, you get the same page I do. Anybody got the Josephus, send me it. 117.
Everybody want to see me?
I'll let you look at it right here.
All right.
Read it. See it?
219. Go ahead.
Read that real loud and clear.
But let not a single witness be credited, but 3 or 2 at least, and those such with whose testimonies is confirmed by their good lit lives.
Keep going.
But let not the testimony of women be admitted on account of the levity of boldness of their sex, nor let servants be admitted to give testimony on account of the ignobility of the soul, since it is probable that they may not speak truth, either out of hope of gain, of fear of punishment.
All right.
Now, bro, you showed me that. And that's not for that, bro. That's for the court of law. Now read further. Let's go into the whole thing for what you're not showing. Let's go down here. It was never observed elsewhere that the Jewish government, women were not admitted as legal witnesses in court of justice. That's what this is about, bro. You can't use the court of justice that's what a court, that's when if they commit a crime. Okay? Now let me go into the real reading of the law for the congregation, because that right there does not fit. Sorry, brothers.
You getting this? You getting this? You recording this?
1 Corinthians 14. Good. 1 Corinthians 14.
As you can see, my brother brought some very good information out of the Josephus book. Very, very good book of information to our history. Back there in my background. But it just wasn't the accurate information to the topic and discussion that was at hand. Give you a little bit of scenario about what was going on there. The discussion was, we was meeting on trying to get a better understanding on the Sabbath. And the dispute was the women able to be a part of the discussion? Part of the presentation that was to be presented on who had the correct Sabbath. And, basically we was trying to come together as a congregation to present, the right information from the sacred books on which Sabbath was correct. Well, my brother brought in some information that consisted of the women that he thought that of his comprehension that excluded the women from being even a part of the congregation. Well, as you see, that was inaccurate information. In fact, the information he brought referred to a judicial system, which is a court system. Laws, when you're putting somebody on trial. That's a whole nother separate law and a whole nother separate comprehension of how we're supposed to do our nation to what the topic in hand was, which was the women supposed to be a part of the congregation, which we know they are a part of the congregation. In fact, I'm going to refer to some of that information from scriptures of proof that women are to be a part of the congregation of the Most High. So again, I want you to get your swords,